Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember guys, this is for adults. Guys, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest to find all the photos that you want of these videos. What's up you guys, it's ZacJacDan back with another Every Haslab video. This time we're talking about every Hasbro Pulse, Haslab, crowdfunding figure, or box set, or whatever. So the first failed attempt that they had was with a Sesame Street Cookie Monster. They needed 3,000 backers in order to get this for $300 as a giant doll. And it failed. So, not good. I mean, $300 for a giant furry Cookie Monster, 38 inches, 10 pounds. I don't know, guys. His eyes were googly. I mean, that's a big premium there, right? So there he is, got that mouth open, had articulation. There's that giant box that would have come in. It failed. And so the fact that Haslab kept on going and trying past this is awesome, because we got so many more past this that actually have succeeded. Alright, so here is the actual first one that got backed. It is the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Jabba's Sail Barge. So here was the renderings that they gave us. It's going to be 49 inches long, 17 inches high, 15 inches wide, weighing almost 14 pounds. Got those huge sails on top that you can take off. And they needed 5,000 backers in order to get this made. So much detail on the inside. You got your Jabba sitting in his throne room as well. Blasters everywhere, compartments everywhere. The panels on the side are able to come off so you can actually get in there and play. There you see the panel off on the floor. Jabba's got some nice color to him compared to the rest. Come with a exclusive Yak face figure on card. And here is the packaging for it, and it does have a mailer box as well. Here's the other sides of that package showing some of the nice artwork with figures in there. The other side of the package. The very corner of the package. And finally a nice rendering of it in color. There's your nice size comparison with the 2008 Millennial Falcon, which was 31 inches compared to this 49 inch long vehicle. So many details and colors on the inside of the panels. Here's the weapons room. And guys, this thing went crazy on eBay. So you definitely got your money's worth if you wanted to sell it. Over $1,000 for a lot of these sales. Multiple bids. People definitely hated they missed out on it. So our third, but the second one that was backed, is our Unicron figure from Transformers. 27 inches tall, 30 inches in diameter, 50 points of articulation. Was $500 plus some tax, so it ended up being $575. Needed 8,000 backers. And it can transform into its planet mode. It does come with a Hot Rod Slug figure and an Autobot shuttle ship inspired by the '86 movie. So those are tiny. Gotta love that figure, that stand that the planet can sit on too. Very detailed. Close up of the face, got the green eyes, the open mouth, the horns. They needed 8,000 backers. They got over 12, it looks like. Does come with also a Galactus slug figure as well, and 2 different chins for the facial look. Then they showed us this huge Sentinel leg, and I'm talking huge. And so yes, that leg was definitely a Sentinel leg, and it was for Haslab. He does come with a tentacle, and also with a 6-inch Bastion figure with a swappable head, so you can definitely army build that Bastion and the Sentinel as well. The Sentinel is going to stand 26.3 inches tall, have light up head and chest, so you need 2 AAA batteries. You got an 18-inch Sentinel tentacle. I told you about their accessory. You're going to get some redemption codes if you buy it, of course. But look at this scale here compared to the original Sentinel. The original Sentinel from Toy Biz comes up to the top of his waist, maybe the center of his waist there. A 6-inch figure just comes up to the top of his boot. So this guy is massive. There's your light up effects as well on his chest. Dwight showing off. And this is based off the House of X Powers of 10 Sentinel. So that's where that's going to come in. Again with your renderings here from the front, side, and the back, showing the size of that tentacle. And here's your scale compared to the Marvel Universe 15-inch Sentinel. So got all kinds of articulation. You can get him in action poses. And here he is grabbing a Wolverine 6-inch figure with his tentacle. So the Sentinel was fully funded within the first several hours. Hit 6,000 backers so fast, $350 for this guy. So we unlocked our first tier extremely fast with 7,000 backers, and it was the Master Mold head, which is really what I would want to use this for. Our second tier unlock was battle damage hand and head. There's a nice close up of that. And then our third tier was a female Sentinel. So 8,000 you got the unlock for the battle damage, and at 9,000 you got the unlock for the female Prime Sentinel. So we hit 10,000 backers so fast within 4 days, and they were still counting. So at 10,000 they gave us a thank you unlock with a second tentacle, so that's awesome. And then we had a tier 4 unlock at 16,000 with a Tri-Sentinel head, so they kind of threw this one in at the last minute. You see with 2 days left. We were at 15,955 backers, so we hit that really fast. There's your different angles of the Sentinel himself. Some nice artwork that's going to be going on the packaging. Again, for the House of X Powers of 10. The renderings of how they got to this point with the artwork. And then over to the right you see Ryan holding the package and how massive this package is. It's ridiculous. I don't know where I'm going to put this box. There's the box compared to one of the little 3 3/4 inch figures, and compared to the tentacle and the Marvel Universe Sentinel. Here's Dwight showing off the articulation, light up effects again. Again with a size comparison. And here's some renderings of the box front and back. And different angles of that Sentinel. And then just to give you some size comparisons, here is Sentinel next to the Transformers Haslab Unicron. And they do stand about the same height if you look at Unicron's horns. And here they are battling each other. Who's going to win? And here's your nice tier size comparison as well. So I guess Hasbro must have bought Milton Bradley or the rights to this, because they have decided to build a Hero Quest game system. When I first read this, I thought it was talking about a video game, but no, this is talking about a board game. And they needed $1 million pledging and 46 days to do it, and they got it done in 1 day. They've already reached their goal. So here's all you get with a basic game system. So I got this here. I'm assuming this is like a backdrop or something that you can put your stuff behind and hide your schemes. I'm not sure what this is. Let me know what this is in the comments. Here's the board. It's a 1 foot by 1 foot game board grid. You got the Barbarian and the Dwarf figures, 1 inch. Base diameter, that is. You have the Elf and the Wizard. There's some cards for the Barbarian, Dwarf, Elf, Wizard. It shows you their powers. You got the villains here. Zombies, mummies. Some more cards here showing some powers that you can power up with, I guess. Here's some bonus heroes. Female Barbarian, female Dwarf, female Elf, female Wizard. So here's your 2 tiers that you could have pledged, or you could still pledge. $99 for a heroic tier, $149 for the mythic tier. Gives you a couple extra games. So in the 99 pledge, you get 76 core miniatures, 71 bases, 4 bonuses, and 1 limited edition exclusive. So here again are the heroes: Barbarian, Dwarf, Elf, Wizard, females of the same. And then you get that exclusive Sir Ragnar figure. And then here's the monsters: the Gargoyle, Dread Sorcerer, 4 Dread Warriors, 4 Skeletons, 2 each of the Orcs, 2 each of the Goblins, 3 of the Abominations, 2 Mummies, 2 Zombies. And then you got all these dungeon decor sculpts: doors, tomb, sorcerer's table, rack, weapons rack, tables, bookcases, cupboards, treasure chest, fireplace, throne, alchemist bench, rats and skulls. So then when you jump over to the higher level tier, $149 for the mythic tier, you get these 2 extra games: Return of the Witch Lord and Keller's Keep, plus everything you got in the first tier, plus the unlocks. So here's that first Return of the Witch Lord. Get that Ramfish door and the Iron Door, a Mentor and Wizard card, the Witch Lord. And then for Keller's Keep, there's a little write-up on that game. And here are the unlocks as you get more and more millions of dollars of following this Haslab. 1.2, you get a Warlock Hero by Shauna Nakason. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. 1.4 million, you get 6 extra combat dice. 1.6 million, 2 extra skeletons. 1.8 million, 2 extra goblins. 2 million, quest book by Stephen Baker. So as they keep on going, they definitely have unlocked even more. So you got 2 extra zombies. You got the Druid Hero by Nikki Dawes. Even more unlocks: 2.6 million, 2 extra orcs, 2.8 million, 2 extra mummies, 3 million, quest book by Teos Abadio, the Spirit Queen's Torment, also at 3 million, the Bard Hero, and all was unlocked because they surpassed 3 million completely. So jumping over into the Haslab, we have our second Star Wars Vintage Collection Haslab. This is the Razor Crest, and we have to get 6,000 backers in order to get it, and it's $350 for this guy. Already got almost 4,000 backers in the first day. So it's 20 inches wide, 30 inches long. Very large vehicle for the vintage collection. Has lots of details on the inside. Lots of panels that you can take off as if the Jawas had come and taken them off and scavenged them. You get the panel or the door that drops on the back side. You get those large engines. There's a door that opens up in the back for his arsenal. Here is the Mandalorian that actually comes with the Razor Crest. You can see that the cockpit will open, so you can see him sitting in there holding the controls. Here's some good shots of how it breaks down, and you can still store it on the shelf if you like take one of the engines off of it possibly, so it will actually sit on a regular shelf for you. There's your read up. You can pause it right here if you want to read up on what all comes with it. Nice digital rendering of it. So they showed off that we will be getting 2 unlocked tiers, 8,000 backers and 10,000 backers. So the first tier was definitely secured quickly with the escape pod for the Razor Crest, and then the second tier was 10,000 backers with the exclusive child figure from the end of season 1 with the hover pram. 8,000 stretch goal was met quickly. 10,000 was needed for the child, and of course he was unlocked as well. I always wondered why that vintage card never had the egg or the hover pram. So here's why. I guess they wanted to make you get it again with this Razor Crest. Very nice detail in this little figure and stand. So another tier that we're getting are for these tier 3 at 13,000 backers Carbonite prisoners, 4 of them. And they will hang in the Razor Crest, so that's pretty awesome looking. Here's you some more detail of what they look like. And here's you some color renderings of what this Razor Crest is going to look like, the size comparison with Mando and the child. You can see the panel that comes off the side with the cargo net on it there. The engine can actually have pieces off of it as well. Standing in there, all painted up nicely inside. Look at the cockpit looking amazing. Very detailed. Looking over his shoulder, seeing the child doing all kinds of stuff he shouldn't be doing. Looks like a flame effect that's coming out of the motors or the engines. That's awesome. See that back ramp that comes down, and all the pieces that you can take off here. Get the soft goods cape on Mando. And here's that escape pod all painted up as well. See the weapons rack. And then another unlock we have is the stand to hold the Razor Crest on, and also a off-world Jawa Elder, Arvala 7, with the egg and the knife there. So here's your nice scale showing a guy up here taking it apart, showing you how big and massive this figure or this vehicle is. So how many of you got this ordered? So here's the box for what the Razor Crest is going to come in. Got a nice classic Kenner look to it. Black and white on the sides and back. Color on the front and top. There's your black and white on the back for this Haslab project. You can see the figure stand on the side, or the vehicle stand I should say. There's the bottom, also having the color picture, just like the top did, having all kinds of details about how you can take the ship apart. And there's your nice little close-up of that panel where the Jawas are actually taking all the pieces of the Razor Crest apart and scavenging it. Alright, so Marvel Legends plus Haslab equals 4? Yep, it equals Fantastic Four. So here's their video showing off a little tease of the fact that we're getting a Fantastic Four Haslab project, showing our Super Scroll Build-A-Figure Wave Fantastic Four figures. And what will it be coming soon? We'll show you here in a second. We got a picture of a giant foot and a 6-inch Reed Richards standing on it. He barely comes up to the bottom of his boot. This thing is massive. So we do know it is Galactus the Devourer. That is our second Haslab. The Sentinel was our first for the X-Men. And so Ryan and Dwight shared this Galactus figure with us all during one of our fan first events. And there he is. So just check out the mass of this figure and how big it is compared to a 6-inch figure. This thing is huge, and it towers over the Sentinel 2, which we'll show you later. So there it is from all different angles. 32 inches total up to the antlers. 300 plus pieces, 70 plus points per articulation. The hands themselves, the fingers all articulate. He has LED lights in his head and his chest. Takes 4 AAA batteries, which aren't included. There he is with the swappable faceplates as well, but you see the light up effect there in his chest and his head. That way you have alternate expressions for this face. It's $399 to back this guy from July 16th to August 30th. So right now, as of today, we still got 5 days left. And it's backed on Hasbro Pulse itself. So that was what they gave us so far the first day. Again, there's the height compared to a 6-inch figure. 32 inches tall. Over 300 pieces and 70 points per articulation. 20 points per articulation in each hand alone. There's the different swappable faceplates. You got your regular, your teeth, and your zombie. There's a closer look at that zombie. I would have loved for that zombie to not just be a faceplate, but to actually be a full head that they had given us instead. But you know, it is what it is. Again, the LED lights in the head and chest. And here is Dwight showing off the size comparison between the Haslab and the Marvel Universe Sentinel, and the antler on the Marvel Universe, which is massive, just comes up to the bottom of the chest on this guy. There's taking off the faceplate, showing what it's going to look like when you swap off those 3 faceplates. There he is compared to the Haslab Sentinel, and the Haslab Sentinel is huge by itself, so I mean, he only comes up to the shoulders. This is crazy. So it needed 14,000 backers to fund this guy, and you get insider points if you do fund it. So we got all kinds of nice images here of Galactus now after this event. There's the 2 different faceplates. Again, 14,000 backers needed. Here's your nice diorama shot of him. There's 2 of the other faceplates there showing off. Very similar to the MODOK, the way they swapped off the faces. So again, I'm going to go through a bunch of images here of this Haslab Galactus. From the front here, you get the 2 different face sculpts, or face plates, and the light up effect. There is the zombie one, and you see him from the back as well with some light up in his back. There's the fingers again, the height. Look at the mass of this 6-inch figure. That's ridiculous. Alright, so here he is holding a Silver Surfer 6-inch figure. So that's pretty cool. Here he is putting his hand on the top of the old Marvel Universe Galactus, showing how tiny he is. And then we got a little silhouette here of a Silver Surfer and what looks like Nova there. So those are going to be some unlocks, it looks like. Here's a nice shot of that same Reed Richards standing on the original Toy Biz Build-A-Figure compared to our massive Haslab Galactus. So here's that silhouette. You can see there's a Silver Surfer up top and another female down here at the bottom. And the female silhouette is the Frankie Ray Nova. And so she is our Tier 1 unlock. It took 16,000 backers to get her. She is a 6-inch scale figure. You see the flame hair effect. You see she does come with a stand. That stand will sit right in Galactus' hand perfectly, so that's awesome. And that stand will actually also work with other flame figures like Human Torch and whoever else. There's your scale again with the Haslab Sentinel versus Galactus. And here's a nice little video, I'm going to let it run through, of them actually building the Galactus. Get that big old white block right there, right in the center of the torso. I guess that's where the mechanizations work for the light up effect. You got the same block if you look here in the head as soon as they put it on there to light up the head, I guess, as well. And guys, the Sentinel and there's that block up there. The Sentinel and the Unicron were actually the same height, so this is actually going to be the biggest Haslab yet. And so here we were showing that we did back the project. We did hit 14K at this time with 5 days left. So Galactus himself was fully funded. Then we had some tiers to go through. Of course, we already talked about the Nova at 16K. Here we are with 5 days, 6 hours left. We jumped to 15,000 backers. So right there at Nova. And there's a Silver Surfer release showing him, and he will be Tier 2. And it took 17,000 backers, only 1,000 more, to get that Tier 2 Silver Surfer unlock. And that was funded as well. So 2 stretch goals unlocked there with the Silver Surfer and the Frankie Ray Nova. Showing that 16,000 backers right there, 4 days left. And here's that Silver Surfer, got that nice stand. It's not really got this chrome look to him like our Walgreens one did, so he's kind of more of a pale silver, I guess. But he also does come with the effects, very similar to the one that Walgreens had. Of course, this one's a different color. But you can see again, Galactus can hold that stand in his hand. And again, he was unlocked at 17,000 backers. Here's what all he comes with, different hands. And if you notice that that purple stand actually has some articulation to it too, so that's awesome. And he has a peg hole. Wish he had 2 though. But I guess 1's good enough. So some more shots of him in action. He is not pinless though. Here's just some nice shots of Galactus being painted up. So pretty cool how they do that process. And again, right there with their Silver Surfer showing you a scale. You can see the 2 different face sculpts over there to the right as well for the Galactus. You can swap out that little face plates. And here's our third unlock. Tier 3, we have Morg. Took 20,000 backers to unlock Morg. So our third Herald of Galactus comes with his axe. Front and back of the figure, got that nice long white hair. I love his gauntlets on his arms there as well. Got some nice texture to his body. Got the spikes on his shoulders. This one's really cool. This got me hoping, man, we're going to get so many more tiers, right, of heralds as we keep on going, right? So what is Tier 4 going to be, guys? Who's next? Is it going to be the Herald of Thor, Invisible Man, Human Torch, Johnny Storm? Those are kind of, you know, vague ones. You got Terrax. You know, we've already gotten him as a Build-A-Figure, but he needs a re-release. You got the Destroyer armor, Airwalker, Fire Lord. I'd love to see that. the fallen one, Stardust would be amazing. Red Shift, or how about, what if we get an unmasked Galactus? That would be amazing with a helmet and all he could hold on the side. How about that? Is that what we're going to get? No. 22,000 backers got us Doom? What does that mean? It means we literally are getting a Dr. Doom head. He was in one comic where he turned himself into a Galactus, and we're getting a Dr. Doom head. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I'm a little disappointed in that. That's not what I would want for another tier. So I actually thought that with that would have put a stop to the backers that we were getting. But it didn't. There were still 13 hours left, and people were backing the mess out of this thing. So there's your 4 tiers. That's all we got was 4 tiers. No more Heralds of Galactus. Every tier was unlocked. We did pass the 22,000 mark. Big time. Passed it by another 10,000 backers. So with 1 minute left, we went from 30,000 backers to 32,000 backers. 32,000 backers, guys. This is ridiculous how many backers this took. So with all that money that Hasbro has coming in now for the amount that we had to pay for this, I think that they could probably afford to go ahead and say, guys, you guys did amazing. We're going to give you one more tier that you guys unlocked. Hopefully more Heralds. Hopefully maybe a Galactus head that's unmasked. Something that actually matters instead of that Doom head. But there, let's look at these other Haslabs, okay? So the Star Wars Sail Barge had 5,000 plus backers. That's it. The Hero Quest, it went 3 times over what they were asking. They got 3 million out of it, almost 4 times instead of $1 million out for the target. The Haslab Sentinel got 21,000. We surpassed the Haslab Sentinel. I don't know how that's possible since that was an army builder. Haslab Unicron got only 10,000 plus backers. And the Razor Crest had 28,000 backers. There was no way we were going to beat that, and we did by another 4,000. That's crazy. Alright, so let's talk about one that kind of leaked. Not truly, because we haven't actually seen a figure for it, but it is a Star Wars, a Black Series Haslab. So before we'd been doing the Vintage Collection, now we're in the Black Series. And it has been confirmed it is going to be a Rancor. So that'll be exciting. That'll come in fall 2021 when they start the funding for that. Not sure what the size will be, but here's kind of a rendering from someone out there on Google showing what the 3 3/4 Rancor looks like compared to a 6-inch Gamorrean guard. So they kind of scaled it up and saying maybe it'll be 17.7 inches for this Black Series Rancor. And so that would be your scale with your 6-inch, your 17.7 inch, and then your Sentinel 26 inches to show you kind of a scale of what it could be. So this is Haslab's second Transformers that they have put into production. And this is a kind of a builder, a combiner of sorts. So he got a nice video here that Hasbro Pulse has put out to show how this combiner works. Here showing off you have the digital rendering of the Brain of Courage, Brain Master, and this is before they put the color images to it. So the color will look just as bright and vibrant as it does in these animations here. And so here is the next piece to our Haslab Victory Saber. And he is the jet version here of Autobot Saber. And again, this is just a digital rendering, black and white. We'll see some color images later on in the video here. Here's our third version here that's coming in this Haslab. Not the dinosaur. There's another jet mode here. And we have our second jet here. And it is the Autobot Star Saber with this nice sword. And here's our fourth piece here with the Victory Leo. Of course, these all do transform into different forms. And his is a lion look with a couple blasters and wings. So Victory Leo. And then when we combine them all together, we got another jet mode. So here's again the animation showing how he combines up together. And so there's our jet mode all combined. Of course, the black and white rendering. Combined to create the Supreme Commander of the Autobots, leader of the Galactic Defense Force, Victory Saber. $179.99 to back this thing. Crowdfunding was going from August 27th to October 10th. Available on Hasbro Pulse to order. You got to pay tax as well. Shipping is contingent because of the coronavirus, I guess. And so that is it for our Transformers Haslab video. So let's keep on going here with some more reveals. So let me just go through some of the slides that they had on Hasbro Pulse for this Victory Saber and kind of go back over some of the numbers and who all is coming with this Haslab funding. So yes, they need 11,000 backers in order to get this. There will be some tiers. It costs you $180 plus tax, and you will have until October the 10th at midnight, right around midnight, to back this project. You get several figures with this: a 1-inch Brain of Courage, a 5-inch Autobot Saber figure, an 8.5-inch V-Star jet, and a 7.5-inch Victory Leo figure. Sword of Justice accessory, and includes, like I said, the 3 figures: the jet, the accessory, and the instructions. Here's a little rendering of what this figure was going to look like. There's your Brain of Courage Brain Master, showing you the size of that little figure, a little 1-inch guy. Here's your Autobot Saber. Your Victory Jet mode. And yes, he will convert into that. And there's your scale compared to Hound over there. Here's your Autobot Star Saber. And yes, he does convert as well. But you gotta combine the bots together in order to get that. And there's your scale over there next to the exact same figure of Hound. Huge figure. There's your jet mode, top and bottom. Then you got your Victory Leo, and again with the scale at the bottom there, you got the converting ability to go to the lion and the bot. And here's your Victory Saber. Combine to create the Supreme Commander of the Autobots, leader of the Galactic Defense Force. And there's your scale compared to Leo. And your jet that he combines into. So again, 11,000 backers needed to successfully fund this Haslab project. Tier 1 unlock is at 14,000, and you'll get a V-Lock cannon and the blast effects. So there's the cannon. You see the blast effects coming out of the top there. But here they are up close. They can be used on all of the different figures. So Tier 2 and Tier 3 would be unlocked at 17,000 and 20,000. So click on the card here, or in the description, and on my other channel, ZacJacDan #shorts. If you want to go over to that channel, you can go and watch the full video of the Hasbro team revealing this for Haslab. But here is all of the different iterations. And then they just released some more images, so that's really awesome. More detailed shots of these figures. Of course, the scale is not right for these next to each other. There it is from the back. Going into motion here. That is a huge cannon on Leo. So here we go, showing off another unlock. When we hit 17,000 backers, we're going to get the Autobot display stand here. And so how does this work? Well, you notice it's got some articulation in it. So you can use it in two different ways. You can use it to hold the figure himself up, or you can use it to hold up the jet modes. So that's pretty cool. So if we can get the 17,000 backers, we'll get that unlocked. And now we got some nice color renderings of these, the figure stand as well. So this is looking much better than those black and white renderings that they were asking us to back. Without the stand. Here's your Star Saber. Here's your Leo. Different transformations. Brain of Courage. All the different forms of Leo. And let's check out some of these turnarounds here in this video. And again, all this came from Hasbro Pulse itself, so I just did a screen record to see what these look like. There's the Brain of Courage. Got some translucent looks there on the back. Nice gun. You can see the jet version on the back all folded up. Here it is in jet mode. Got that clear windshield there on the jet. Here's the sword. Looks good. Another jet mode. There's Leo in different forms. Strange looking cannon jet, I guess, there. Here's his lion form. Got the big old blaster on his top there and the wings. In his robot form. And then the commander himself. All combined up together. On the figure stand as well, so that's pretty cool. So back whenever we had almost 17 days left, we had still needed about 2,000 more backers just to get to the target 11,000. And we'll talk to you more about that here in a minute. So they did hit the original 11,000 backers, so they did get the Victory Saber made. Then we had to decide, are we going to get to the tiers, the 3 tiers that we have, and what is the last tier that had to reveal to us. So that 3rd tier was revealed to us for the Victory Saber, and it is a shield and Micromasters. So you got your Victory Saber V shield and a couple Micromasters. And it's going to take 20,000 backers for that tier 3 like we saw earlier. So here's that V shield that you get unlocked at 20,000 backers. And you also see your 2 Micromasters there. Holly or Holy and Fire. you can see them next to the V shield, which you can transform the Victor Saber down into this cannon or shield here to go along with the Micromasters. Different angle there. You can see the shield from another angle, and you can see that some of the bots can actually get behind that shield and fight. And then just some more color renderings of these figures for the Leo and the Victory Saber and the Micro Brain. There's the jet mode. These look so much better in color. I'm not sure why they didn't wait for the color before they even did the crowdfunding on this. There's that figure stand and the blast effects that would be unlocked at Tier 1 and Tier 2. And some more jet modes. Alright, so they did get to 14,000 backers, so therefore the V-Lock cannon and the blast effects did get unlocked. They also did get to 17,000 backers, therefore Tier 2 was unlocked with the base stand. And congrats, they also did get to 20,000 plus backers, so therefore that final goal was achieved with the V-Shield and Micro Masters of Holly and Fire. All unlocked. So the final tally was 22,700 backers, fully funded, and funding has been complete. So yeah, how many of these Haslab projects have you backed already? I've only backed the 2 Marvel Legends ones, but I know a lot of you out there have backed them all, and that's amazing. Of course, you didn't back Cookie Monster, or you did and it just didn't get made. But let me know, which ones have you been interested in? Are you backing them all? My favorite, between Unicron, the Cell Barge, and probably Galactus. I like the details from the Barge and the Unicron the most. What do you guys think? So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any kind of comments, hit the notification bell so you're aware of any new videos that I have. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Guys, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. You can find all the photos that you want of these videos.